Hey guys, AJ Hazy here, and welcome back to the Vantage West video blog. So now that the predictions are behind us, I want to get back to our regular format of just answering your great questions about the Kelowna real estate market. So without further ado, let's get into it. I have an awesome question from a client of mine. Keith wants to know what's likely to happen with interest rates this year and what the effect of that might be on our Kelowna market and ultimately prices. So one of the things I want to start by saying is that there's two things to talk about when it comes to interest rates. And one of them is the prime rate, which I personally believe will go completely unaffected for the better part of 2016. And that's because prime rate happens at the federal level and is based on the economy. And ultimately our Canadian economy is going to be a little bit sluggish because a lot of our Canadian growth is derived from the energy sector, which of course is in trouble. So the Bank of Canada will likely not move prime rate at all this year, and so it'll still be below 3%. What will change, and what actually has already changed in the final quarter of 2015 and already in the first quarter of 2016, is that the bank's discount rate, or the posted rate that they will actually lend mortgages at, will change. Of course, they can do prime minus a half, prime plus a quarter, whatever they want. And so what we're seeing them is they're just slowly ratcheting that up a little bit, where you could get 5-year money at 2.5 even about 6 months ago. Now you're going to pay a little closer to 3% for that fixed rate. They've eliminated the discount on the variable rate. You could get variable rate mortgages at 1.9%, like it was prime minus 0.8. Now they've eliminated about more than half of the discount, so now it's prime minus 0.3. So you're seeing already some of the interest rates that were available to our to the average buyer no longer exist, even though the prime rate hasn't changed. So people fixate on the prime rate, but really it's what the banks are lending the money at that really matters. And so to the question of what the consequence of that is, well, certainly we've seen demand maintain very, very high, strong demand, even with the slight rate increases that we've seen. There will be a slight tempering effect for sure if they continue to do that, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see the 5-year rate get slightly over 3% this year and probably maintain there. Of course, our economy is really, really dependent on cheap borrowing, so I don't see anything happening. And ultimately, the lending rate is derived from the bond rate, and the bond rate has remained fairly stagnant. There was a little uptick, which is what prompted them to raise their rates, but it's already starting to cool off again. So watch the bond rates if you want to know what the 5-year fixed rate's going to do. But ultimately, I see mortgage rates staying fairly close to where they are, and it won't have much effect on sales because it's still very, very cheap money historically, and it doesn't change the affordability picture too much. So hopefully you found that helpful, and thanks for that great question. Please do send in more great questions because I had a list this high last year, but I haven't asked you guys to send in any new ones in a while. So if you have great questions, fire them over to me, and I'll be happy to answer them here. So thanks again for tuning in, and of course you can find out what your home's worth or search for any home on the MLS right here on the video blog. Take care and bye for now.